The soil of Gallipoli. April 1915. The last testimony of a young soldier. I used to think war had a sound. Back in our village, when the older men talked about it, voices dropping low, tea going cold in their hands, war always seemed to have a sound. Cannons. Horses. Men charging forward. They never mentioned the silence. They never told me about the waiting. Canonical April 1915. My name is Mehmet. I am 19 years old. I am from a small village outside Kastamonu where the winters are long and the summers smell like pine, and my mother makes the best lentil soup in the entire province. I have not eaten lentil soup in 4 months. I think about it more than I think about almost anything else. Ali says this means I am still human. Ali says a lot of things. The place. Gallipoli is beautiful. I didn't expect that. From the trench lip, when you dare to look, the Aegean stretches out to the west like hammered silver. The hills roll green above the white chalk of the cliffs. In the early morning, before the shelling starts, there is a light here that I have never seen anywhere else. Soft and ancient, the kind of light that has fallen on this ground for thousands of years and will keep falling long after all of us are done with it. Then the guns begin and you drop back into the earth and the beauty disappears and there is only the trench. A trench is a wound in the earth. Long, narrow, deep enough to stand in, which means deep enough that the world becomes 2 mud walls and a strip of sky above. The smell is something I will not describe. I will only say the earth here has absorbed everything, and leave it at that. The waiting is what breaks you. Not the shelling, the silence before the shelling. The darkness that fills the trench like water and shows you faces. Your mother. The road outside your village in autumn. The ordinary things you didn't know you were memorizing until they were gone. I have learned to count stones in the wall. To recite verses from childhood. To talk to Ali about nothing until the light comes back. Ali. Ali is from Konya. We arrived on the same train, same crowd of young men clutching orders, same sergeant screaming before we had set our bags down. We have been in the same trench for 61 days. In 61 days you learn a person completely. You learn how they sleep, how they breathe, what their face does when they are frightened, what they say when they are trying not to show it. Ali gets very still when the shelling gets bad. His eyes go somewhere internal. He breathes slowly, deliberately, the way our Imam breathed during prayer. Measured. Each breath a small act of will. He thinks about his younger sister. He never says this, but I know. When things go quiet he gets a particular look, soft, far away, and I know he has gone back to Konya. Back to whatever kitchen or street or ordinary afternoon holds her in it. I never ask. Some things you protect by not touching them. Between 2 very close explosions last week, when the dirt rained on us and something hot passed near enough to my face that I felt it, Ali turned to me and said, "When this is over I'm going to eat an entire lamb by myself." I laughed. Genuinely laughed. In a trench, during shelling, I laughed. This is what I mean about Ali. Yusuf. A new boy arrived 3 days ago. 17 years old, from somewhere near Bursa. His name is Yusuf and his hands shake when he holds his rifle, not from cold, from fear, and he is ashamed of it, the shame layered on top of the fear making everything worse. I remember being him. 63 days ago I was exactly him. Ali took him in immediately. Without announcement, without making it obvious, just quietly positioning himself so the boy was never alone. Teaching him the trench's rhythms. Which sounds to ignore. How to sleep in 20-minute pieces. How to eat without tasting what you're eating. Last night Yusuf asked me, does it get easier? I thought about lying. Seriously considered it. Your hands stop shaking, I said. You learn where to stand, where not to stand. Some things become ordinary. But he said. He heard the unspoken word. But other things get heavier, I said. Not easier. Just different. He nodded. Not comforted. But given something true, which is sometimes more useful. Day 70 before dawn. Ali is asleep. This is remarkable. His mind runs too fast in the dark, he has told me this. But tonight he is asleep against the trench wall, head tipped back, mouth slightly open, hands loose in his lap. Somewhere to the south the Aegean reflects a quarter moon. Somewhere up the ridge a nightbird is calling, indifferent to all of this, doing what nightbirds have always done on these hills. I am watching Ali sleep because he is my closest proof that the world still contains ordinary things. That face relaxed, unguarded looks like the face of someone who will wake up and complain about the bread. Someone for whom there is a tomorrow already half planned. A lamb. An entire lamb. I count the stones in the wall and recite my verses and listen to him breathe. I have learned to distrust quiet nights. Day 70 morning. It happens at 7:43. I know the time because I had just checked my father's watch. His father's watch before that, wound every morning without fail for 70 days, the one small ritual connecting this place to the world before this place. 7:43. Ali is standing beside me. We are eating dry bread, some cheese, the morning's small ordinary ceremony. He is talking about the lamb again. The exact preparation, the guests to be invited, the sequence of dishes. He gestures with his bread as he speaks. He is fully alive, completely present, mid-sentence. Then the shot. A single shot from up on the ridge. And Ali is no longer standing. I don't remember moving. I am on my knees beside him. My hands are on his chest. He is looking up at the strip of sky above the trench, that narrow rectangle of light we have spent 70 days staring at. His breathing is wrong. I know immediately it is wrong. Ali. He looks at me. His eyes are completely clear, that terrible final clarity, the mind using its last resources on focus. The lamb, he says. Almost nothing. I'll eat every piece, I say. I promise. Something moves across his face. Not quite a smile. Something older and quieter than a smile. He says his sister's name. Once. Softly. Like a door closing gently so as not to wake anyone. And then he is gone. His eyes are still open and the sky is still in them, but he is gone. In 70 days I have learned the difference. I stay beside him without moving. The trench continues around me, voices, boots, the sergeant's orders. The war makes no pause. The war has never once paused for anything. Then a hand on my shoulder. Yusuf. He is standing behind me, looking down at Ali with the face of someone receiving a lesson they were not ready for. His hands, I notice, are not shaking. Somewhere in the last 3 days they stopped. I hadn't noticed until now. He doesn't speak. He lowers himself slowly and sits on the other side of Ali, and the three of us are there for a moment: the living boy, the dead man, the boy who is almost no longer new, and the strip of sky above us is very blue and very indifferent and very beautiful in the way Gallipoli is always beautiful when you dare to look. After a while Yusuf says, quietly, "He taught me how to sleep." "I know," I say. 20 minutes at a time. "I know." We sit a little longer. Then the sergeant comes. Practical words. Practical requirements. I close Ali's eyes. I wind my watch. 7:51. 8 minutes. The distance between a man describing a lamb and a man being gone is 8 minutes. This is what they don't tell you before you come here. The distance is always 8 minutes or less. Tonight Yusuf will sleep beside me. In the place where Ali slept. He will curl against the same mud wall, under the same strip of sky, and he will learn as I learned, as Ali taught us both how to sleep in 20-minute pieces in a wound in the earth, while somewhere out on the Aegean the light falls soft and ancient and completely without mercy. I will wind my watch in the morning. I will eat my bread. I will look at the sky. And I will carry Ali the way you carry the ones who are gone, not in your hands, not anywhere anyone can see. In the part that keeps moving when the rest of you wants to stop. In the part that winds the watch, that eats the bread, that teaches the new boy how to survive. Because this is what the living owe the dead. To go on. Even when going on is the hardest thing there is. Mehmet, soldier of the Ottoman Empire. Gallipoli, May 1915. Ali, from Konya. He never ate his lamb. He never went home. He was 21 years old. His sister is still waiting.